Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Seth Nelson. I manage partner strategy and operations here at Fundera with a particular focus on government guaranteed programs, including the SBA. So this is the starting page on the SBA's website. You can see the URL here at the top. This can be accessed by going to sba.gov and clicking on their COVID-19 resources, and you'll be directed to this page. You can also just take note of the URL here. So the SBA has significantly streamlined this process. Normally disaster loans require a good bit more of information, but the SBA has tried to make it easier for applicants as of last Monday. And so that's good news in terms of making it easier for you to apply online here. So again, as we just stated, one of these needs to be true. So in this case, I'm going to say that the applicant is a business with not more than 500 employees. And then everything in this section must be true. I'd also recommend taking note of this number here. If you need to get in touch with the SBA at any point regarding your application, I'd recommend calling this number. You can also email the SBA's disaster customer service here. You need to go through and put in your business legal name, your trade name, which is also known as a doing business as, DBA, your EIN or SSN for a sole prop. In my case, I'm a sole prop, so I'm going to put my SSN, which is obviously a fake one. Sole proprietorship. I am not a nonprofit. I'm not a franchise. If you are a franchise, you need to be listed on the SBA's franchise list, which can be found on the SBA's website. And if you're not a franchise, then you can reach out to the SBA to become a designated franchise. My gross revenues for the last 12 months, we'll say is $1 million. My cost of goods sold, we'll say was 200,000. I am not a rental property, so don't need to complete that. Nor am I a nonprofit. And put in my address here. This is Fundera's address. Put in your email address, when your business started, the current ownership. In this case, I've owned the business since the business started, which was January 1st, 2016. In this list, you can basically select what industry you're in. So I'm going to say retail, and then a detailed business is sporting goods. Number of employees, since I'm a sole proprietor, I'm going to put 1. Click next. Up here, this section asks for your business owner information. If your business is owned by another business entity, you'd want to select yes. So basically, if there's another business or investor that owns a portion of your business, you'll need to put in their information here. In my case, I'm going to say no. Here you should put your city and state. If you were born in the US, if you were born abroad, put the city and country. In terms of the EIDL's citizenship requirements, you need to either be a US citizen or a legal permanent resident or a qualified alien. There are additional details on this online, but you do not have to actually be a US citizen to apply for this product. In this case, I'm the 100% owner, but as I mentioned earlier, all 20% plus owners need to be on the application. So if there are additional owners that have at least 20% equity in your business, you can add them here. And it's the same information that you provided above for yourself. Once that's complete, you click next. There's some additional certifications that you need to answer on this page. In the past year, has the business or a listed owner been convicted of a criminal offense committed during and in connection with a riot or civil disorder or other declared disaster, or ever been engaged in the production or distribution of a product or service that's been deemed obscene? If the answer is yes to that, you are ineligible. In this case, I'm going to say no. Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from contracting with the federal government or receiving federal grants or loans? Again, if you answer yes, you will not be eligible for this product. And finally, are you presently subject to an indictment, criminal investigation, arraignment, or other means by which formal criminal charges are brought in any jurisdiction? Have you been arrested in the past 6 months for any criminal offense? And for any criminal offense, have you ever been convicted, etc.? Again, if yes, you will be ineligible. Excuse me, if yes on this one, you will not be ineligible, but you will need to provide additional documentation that is required in order to determine your eligibility based on your criminal offense. And the SBA will request that directly from you. In this section, if anyone assisted you in filling out the application, whether it's a consultant or your CPA or an agent like Fundera, you can put that information here, fill this out. If you paid your agent anything to help assist with this application, then you need to put in that information here. And then in this case, we will put 0. And you can also check whether or not the SBA, or you give the SBA the ability to contact this agent as it relates to your application. As I mentioned earlier, the SBA put in place a advance or grant program of up to $10,000 as part of the EIDL. And the SBA will review your application for consideration of this grant. And if you are deemed eligible, they will wire these funds to your bank account within 3 days of you submitting the application. This is meant to provide quick relief because the SBA has been backed up with their processing of the EIDL applications. So I would highly recommend that you select yes, put in your bank account information. Your account number can be found on your check or on your online banking account, as well as the routing number. There's also a series of authorizations here that you can read through and certifications that you are providing true and accurate information to the best of your knowledge. You also certify that you have, that under penalty of perjury, that the above is true and correct. You can also read the additional documentation that is required by law and executive order to be provided to you. And you can click next. Then you can review your application to make sure all your information is correct. Select I'm not a robot, and then click submit. I'm not going to click submit because this is a test application. But once you click submit, on the next screen, you will get your application number, and that will be the number you should use if you want to call the SBA about the status of your application. You should also get that information in an email to the email address that you put on file in this application. Great, so that's everything there is to know about the EIDL loan and the application process directly with the SBA. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to head over to fundera.com. You can learn more about all of the relief financing programs available through the SBA. Again, this loan is not offered directly through Fundera, but you can learn more about it. If you have questions, you can reach out to us by emailing sbaprograms@fundera.com. And you can consult all of our online content at fundera.com. Again, you'll notice in this article, you can click through to the application and it will take you back to the SBA's loan application. Thank you for listening to our overview of the SBA's Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program.